Hey everybody, it's Bandor Tyrell, and I'm going to be doing a video for you today on continuing along the lines of using Blender and Substance Painter for producing mesh objects for Second Life. One of the topics that comes up often is how to optimize the build. So in some of the examples that I've showed you, I didn't really optimize things, and I had lots of different parts, and I had to create a lot of different files and manage them separately. And so people asked me a few times, is there a way to optimize that or minimize it? And there's a really easy way of doing it. And I can show you the benefits of doing it and why it's important to do it this way and how it really helps. But let's take an example. Let's just build something really quick. I'm going to build an object that's going to have a few parts. And the intent will be some of those parts will be wood, like legs of a table. Some of the parts will be metal, like rivets or handles, and some of the parts will be cloth, like cushions. Okay, so let me see if I can find one that I've already got done where I can import something that I have already built. See, I think I have. I want to get a couch or something that we can take a look at. Santorini sectional. I'm not sure which one's the final. Santorini sectional. I'm gonna do this by details. Santorini is 30 April 18. This looks like the most recent one. 30 April. Oh, this is the most recent. Santorini sectional test 3, 1816 is 18. So I think this might be the one. Nope, that ain't it. Let me see if I have open. See if I have it saved. Santorini. See anything? Nothing here. How about in this document? Sectional Santorini sectional blend. There we go, right there. That's the same one. Okay, so there's no cushions on this. So okay, let's throw some cushions on here really quickly. And they're not going to look pretty. We're just going to make some cushions. Cube. X. I'm going to drop some cushions in here. Oh, don't hide it. Okay, this is not going to be great. I'm doing this really, really quickly. I'm not even telling you what I'm doing. I'm going to bevel this a little bit. Okay. Got one cushion. No. D to duplicate it. Y to put it here. Both a little long. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna take this one, put it over here. Rotate. Someone was saying that this is my process takes way too long. It's too time consuming, and yeah, not for me. Oops. Okay, close enough. We have 3 cushions now. 1, 2, 3 cushions. We got all this wood, right? It's a bad example because it's all one piece already. I'm gonna try to split this up. I'm gonna try to split this into three pieces. So why is it selecting all that? Yeah. Split it. I don't know why it gave me all that. Why the selection? What did I separate? Not everything. Oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, let me go back. Undo. Okay. Y, E, selection. This is not for you to do. This is just for me to show you why it's important. So just kind of ignore what I'm doing. Okay. So now we have wood. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of wood. And we have cushions. We have 1, 2, 3 cushions, but we don't have any metal. So let me give you some metal here. I'm gonna do let's do a cylinder. Oops. Shift A, mesh. Cylinder. Rotate that on the y-axis, 90 degrees. There we go. Shrink that bad boy. Oh, let me do that. Let me undo that. I only want 6 sides to this. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. This to 6. 8. Okay, 8. There we go. It's got 8 sides. Then we're going to do R, Y, 90 to rotate it. Y, 90. Okay. Now we're going to shrink it down. Shrink it down even more. I got these really big rivets. S, Y, I think. Yep, nope, X. S. Scale it on the X, shrink it down. Scale it a little more. Okay. E, X. Okay. Now let's put a few of these. We're gonna duplicate that Y-axis and we'll drag it over to here. Y-axis, we'll drag it to here. And more. There. Okay, we have all three of them. So I'm gonna link these three. Oops, sorry. Let's go ahead and just link these 6 items together. Okay, so that'll be one item. Object, join. Okay. And okay, so that gives me, that's one metal item. I'm gonna go ahead and UV map that. UV map this. Oh. Oh, there we go, that one. UV, smart UV project. Okay, so the UV map on that metal's done. While I'm in here, let's go ahead and UV map these as well. Normally you would UV map this individually like this, right? You'd come here and go, aha, this is one. So I would go boom, UV, smart UV project, boom, UV, smart UV project. Okay, and so let's add, we're going to add a fake fire pit in the middle. Oops. No, no, no. I'm in edit mode. Okay, gotta get out of here and go back to layout. All right, let's add like a fake metal fire pit in the middle. So I need to add some more metal, so I don't know. Let's just stick something in here. Cylinder, go back up to 32 sides. And scale it down a little bit. X, stick it here in the middle. And then inset the middle. Okay, why is it not? Oops. Up there. Extrude that down like so. Let's look at it from the side. All right, there it is. And we're going to move it down. Okay. All right. And turn off transparency. Okay. Now we have this thing, which is going to be metal as well. So, and it's going to have the same metal as those. All right. So let's just do this. Go ahead and UV smart UV project. Okay. So now I got my wood, I've got my wood, I've got my cushions, and I've got my metal. Now, normally the way I've told you to do this thing in some of the other videos, it's like for each of these pieces, it would have its own UV map. Like this one has its own UV map. And then I would do textures for that one by one. I'd do a textures on this, and I would call it cushion 1. This would be called cushion 2. This is called cushion 3. And I would do separate UV maps for them. If that's what I want to achieve in Second Life, if I want to have this as 3 separate cushions that I can texture individually, maybe I want to have a red cushion, a white cushion, and a blue cushion. And then I want to have a purple cushion, a pink cushion, and a chartreuse cushion, right? Then I would need to have them as separate UVs. But if they're all going to have the same textures on them at the same time, so it's all going to be a solid blue, 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 or green, 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 or pink and purple stripes, pink and purple stripes, pink and purple stripes. If that's the case, then I don't need to make them separately. I can make them all on one UV, even that they're separate objects. That's the optimization. That's where the optimization comes in. So even though they're separate objects, and I have all of these things done as separate objects, I don't need to treat them as separate objects for how I'm going to generate the files. And because this is a hack, this is a trick. It's a way to trick Second Life and Substance Painter. It's because of the way they work that this gives me this ability to optimize this way. And the reason is because in Substance Painter, it doesn't care how many objects you have. It doesn't go by objects. It doesn't care. It goes by material. So if I put the same material on these 3 pieces and I call it cloth, let's go ahead and I'll do it right now. I'm going to go to materials and I'm going to say cloth. Okay. Then I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put cloth material on here. I don't want to add a new one because it's already here. Just pull this drop down and I'm going to select it. Do the same thing here, cloth. Okay, now those 3 all have the same material. Let's do the same thing for wood. So this is, I'm going to, let's see what I've got. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just do a new material and we're going to call it frame, for lack of a better word. Okay. Then I'm going to pick the other pieces and I'm going to select frame. Gosh, I got way too many in here. There it is. Oops, wrong one. Frame. Select frame. And then select frame. Okay, so now all my wood pieces all have frame as the material. And then the metal, I'm going to just call this metal. And then for the rivets over here, instead of doing them separately, I'm going to pick metal. Okay, so they have metal, that has metal. All right, that's all I got to do. Now, as far as the UV maps go, this has its own UV map and this has its own UV map. So that's not going to, that's not what I want. So what you do is you select both of these like this. Select this one, and then go to UV Edit and select everything. And now do UV Smart UV Project. Now I created one UV map with proportionally sized items and spread them out. So I probably, since this is such a different size, yeah, I just realized that these are tiny and this is big. It's making them the same size. So I probably wouldn't do that in practice. I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably have them as separate things, but things that are similar in size and scope. So if I had rivets here and I had rivets over there and I had handles and I had things like that, just miscellaneous metal pieces, I would do this. But for something this different, I probably wouldn't do it. All right, but let's do this for these 3 things. So let's go ahead and select all of those and we'll do UV Smart UV Project. Okay, so now it applied that. So I have my wood. Let's go ahead and do this for the wood. Got all 4 pieces? Yes, it is. We'll just do this thing, and we're going to say UV Smart UV Project. Boom, and there we go. and it puts them this way. I like it to go the other way. It doesn't matter. Oops, I deleted it. Oh, there's still what? Oh, that's because I picked everything. Okay, it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. Okay. Okay. So now what we want to do is get back out of here. Okay, so when I import this into Substance Painter, now it's going to have three things in Substance Painter. It's going to have wood, cloth, metal. And it's going to think they're all one part, but they're not joined together in the model. They're separate in the model. So when I bring them into Second Life, they're actually going to be separate things. So let's go ahead and export this whole thing. We're going to export it to Collada. We're going to call it demo optimization demo optimization. Okay. Let's go into Substance Painter. And I'm going to do new. And I'm going to select that project that I just did. Not sure where I stuck it. Where did it go? There it is. Optimization demo. All right, there it is. This. Okay. Then let's just put this wood on. Okay, well, before I do that. So up here, this is the parts that you have in Substance Painter, right? So if I rotate this around, you can see it better. I have three things: cloth, frame, and metal. There you can see there's the metal. So it's the rivets too, right? Okay, so that's all Substance Painter sees is three things. So I gotta bake this. So let me go ahead and bake my mesh maps. Same one, optimization, hit bake. So I don't know if you guys can follow along. I'm going really fast. So the key here is how you apply materials in Blender affects the way things are in Substance Painter. So for things that are similar, things that you want to use the same material textures on, you can group together, but you don't have to have them grouped together as objects. Just give them, make them so that the UV map seems like it's one UV map for all the pieces, even though they're separate, and then apply one material to each, to all three, all the parts that are going to be the same. So you don't have a material one, a material two, material three. You just have material and you apply it. So I have a cloth material. I apply it to all three cloth parts. So then when I come in here, they're all grouped together as cloth, and it doesn't care. All right. So now if I want to go and put my wood, I'm going to put my wood on any of the wood parts because it doesn't matter because they all use the same material. And I'm saying put this on all the pieces that use that same material. Bing. It put it on all the wood. And then if I want to do a cloth, let's say I want to do fabric. Like this cotton shirt horizontal things. I'm going to put that. It's going to put it on all the pieces that use that cloth material. And then I can say, okay, that's too big, so let's make it smaller. Let's do 4 times that. Okay, so now I have my cloth put on, cloth texture put on the cloth pieces. I only did one, so I have one wood, one cloth. Now let's do metal. So let's find some metal. Go to smart material because I have better looking smart materials. And let's do metal edged gold. Boom. Drop it on any of the metal pieces and it applies it to all the metal pieces. See? It's already on there. It's on there. It's on there. And the difference in size actually didn't seem to matter. It worked out pretty well. That looks pretty decent. And those look pretty decent. Okay. So now we have, even though in Blender, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different parts. In Substance Painter, it's only 3. So let's go ahead and export these textures. Again, I'm only exporting 3 things. So let's pick SecondLife. 16 bits. Okay, and then cloth. We'll do all 4. Diff, norm, spec, AO, metal, diff. Okay, we're going to do all 4. Even though I don't ever use the... Okay, we're not going to do the AO because I don't use them. Oops. I don't really use the AOs. I'm only using the diff, norm, spec. Okay, so let's just do that. We're going to generate 9 files. Let me make sure this is empty. Okay. And hit export. And then it exports them. Okay. Now, let's go into SecondLife. Okay, here I am in SecondLife, and I'm going to do build, upload, mesh model, and I hope to God this actually... hope to God it actually imports. It would be bad if I go in here and it goes, error! It might because it was pretty small. Oh no, it's going to import. Calculate weights and fees. As it is right now, it's 9 Li. Okay. That's 9 Li for that's pretty darn cool. Right. Right, there you go. There it is. It's in here. Right. Comes in gray, so set it to white. All right, now let's upload our files. Build, upload, bulk, export. There's the 9 files that we made. Go ahead and pull them in. And they're coming in. All right, I think they're done. All right, so let's go ahead and do the metal. So I'm going to hit edit, turn on edit link, and select the metal parts. There's this one, and there's this one. So I have 2 metals, right? Now we're going ahead and we'll put the diffuse on the diffuse, the normal on the normal, and the specular on the specular. Go back to texture. Now let's do the frame. Let's select all the frame parts all at one time, right? Got them. That's all 4. And then we do the frame, diff, normal, specular. Let's do all of our cloth pieces. 1, 2, 3. And we will apply cloth, normal, specular. We're done. And that's it. So now we have optimized this so that we only needed 3 different things. We needed a wood texture, a cloth texture, and a metal texture. We didn't need 9 different ones. We only needed 3. And so if this was much more complicated and was in many more pieces, we could still do that and still get by with only 3. Now, how does that work with the texture changer? So in a texture changer, what you're going to do is, I use the black tulip texture changer, right? And so you put a thing called a T name on all of the parts, which is the name that it's going to be used in the texture changer. So basically, on the wood, we're going to call it wood. So you go to the general tab, and in the description, you put T, semicolon, wood. And we're going to copy that. We're going to put it on all of the wood. Or I could have called it frame. I think frame is what I was calling it before, right? So we're calling it wood now. Then on the cloth, we're going to call it cushions. So you can change the name. It doesn't have to be called the same thing. We're going to call that cushions. Save that. And I'm going to put that on the other cushions. Okay. And lastly is the metal, and we're going to call that metal. Okay. And then put it on there. All right, so I've set it up for the texture changer. Now let's go ahead and apply the texture changer. I'm going to put it in this pot right here. You can put it on any of the link trims. It doesn't really matter. So let's go find it. It's under objects. There it is. And I need 3 files. I need the auxiliary script, the main script, and the config file. And we're going to put that in here. And the config file. Reset the scripts. Okay. Those scripts are in there. All right. So now if I click on this, it'll come up and allow me to create the texture file. Let's see what it actually creates. So look at what it's doing. So it actually creates one line for each of the parts. Now this is actually by the parts. And so this actually has, you can look at it when I edit it, right? So it has 9 parts like we had it in Blender, right? But they're all linked together. They came in linked together. So it's treated as one object, but each object is made up a linked set of a bunch of other objects. So for each of the wood, it generated one line. So there's 4 lines. There's a wood here. There's a wood there. There's a wood there. There's a wood there. It generated one line for each cushion. And it has different things in here. So like for the wood here, this wood line, it's not the same as what's in here. It's different. Right? The code it generated is different. And then there's metal for all the metal pieces. There's one for the metal tub, and then there's another metal for the rivets. If I had done this before, what you would see here is this would say cushion 1, cushion 2, cushion 3, wood 1, wood 2, wood 3, wood 4, and metal 1, metal 2, if I named them that way, right? But because I optimized this for Substance Painter, it gives them all the same name. Now, it generated all these lines, but I don't need all these lines. So I'm going to create a note card. I'm going to call this note card, let's just call it test 1. And instead of copying all of these lines, I only need to copy one example, and it doesn't matter which one, for each part. So I'm going to take this wood and this metal, and I'm going to paste it in this note card, get rid of all the lines I don't need. And then I still need the cushions, so let's go back and find the first cushion that we come to here. And we're going to paste it in the note card. Okay, so now in this note card we have three lines. Each line takes up 2 lines, so it's I get it, it's 6 lines, but each one it's entries, 3 entries. There's an entry for all the metal, there's an entry for all the wood, there's an entry for all the cushions. Okay, and then we save that. And now when we edit this, and that's where my texture changer is. I have to drop that note card in here. And now, when I click on this, in addition to this script menu, that's from one of the scripts, there's another one over here that has test 1 in it. When I click on it, it texturizes the whole thing. You don't see it because it's the same, right? So really quickly, let's run back over here. Let's get a different metal. Let's do this copper, which is very easy to tell it's different, right? Let's do a different cloth. Let's do like a camouflage, something rather. Boom, there's a camo. And instead of wood, let's do plastic. So you can really see a different, you can do a hot pink plastic on here. It's the most bizarre looking thing you've ever seen, right? Let's go ahead and export that. Okay, then let's go back to SecondLife and we'll upload all of that. Build, upload, bulk, all the pieces. Wait for them to upload. Boom, boom, boom. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, great. Now let's do it again. We're going to go edit the wood. Wood. We're going to go ahead and put the frame, diffuse, normal, specular, metal. Select both metal, and we'll put copper, metal, norm, spec, and then for the cushions, select all the cushions, and we'll do cloth, normal, specular. And again, like I said, it's the weirdest looking thing you've ever seen. There it is. Now I want to do my texture changer, so let's go ahead and hit create. Create a new text file. We'll call it test2. Okay. And then we will grab, there's a cushion. We will say there's a cushion, there's a metal, and there's a wood. So we'll just take those 3 lines. Go to the new note card, paste them in, delete the stuff we don't want in there, save, edit this, go to where the scripts are at, drop the note card in, and now when I click this, hit test 1, bing, 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 there you go. Hit test 2, bing, 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 bing. Ta-da! So now we optimize it. So I only had to create for each variation, I only have to create 1 set of files for each different material that I want to have. So I have a wood material, I have a cloth material, and I have a metal material. So I end up with 3 different things. And so if I want to do 20 different woods, 20 different cloth, and 20 different metals, then I only have to produce those 60 files. I have to produce 1 for the 20 woods, 1 for the 20 cloth, and 1 for the 20 metals. And as you've seen, I already did 2, right? So it's not that time consuming. And that will give me 20 times 20 times 20, which is 8,000 variations. So a person could say, I want pink, I want green, and I want silver. Okay, I want pink, I want green, and I want gold. I want pink, I want green, and I want black. And then I want yellow wood, white cushions, and black metal, right? So you can have all the different permutations. Now, if I did this with 1 UV map for the whole thing, I can't do that. I can't give you that variation. And it's very hard to manage in SecondLife. Now, if I'm only doing the furniture and it's only going to look one way, and I'm only ever going to look one way, and I'm not going to give you the ability to do variations, then I don't need to do all this. I can just generate it once and be done, right? But I don't make furniture that way. I make furniture that has all of these different variations. So when I sell a piece and you look, you're going to have 10 to 20 different wood options. You're going to have 10 to 20 different cloth options. You're going to have 10 to 20 different metal options. And so it adds up. So, and there might be more than that. Maybe there's pillows, right? And maybe I want to give you the ability to have 6 different pillows on here. And I want you to have the ability to change each of the pillows independently. So you can have a red pillow, a blue pillow, a yellow pillow, a green pillow, whatever, right? And then you could have stripes on all the pillows, red and white stripes, okay? But maybe you want to have blue and white stripes on all the pillows. Maybe you have green and white stripes on all the pillows. Or maybe you want to say, I want pillows 1, 2, and 5 to be green, and I want pillows 2 and 4 to be yellow, and I want pillows 6 to be white. I give you the ability to do that. And in order to do that, each of those pillows has to have its own UV map and its own set of textures. But if you're going to have all 6 pillows and you only want to change all 6 of them together and you don't want to give the ability to individually change a pillow's texture. So you can say, okay, we're going to have red and white stripes for all the pillows. We're going to have blue and white stripes for all the pillows. We're going to have solid yellow for all the pillows. Then you can do just like this. You can select all of the pillows together, generate one UV map for all of the pillows, make one material, call it pillows, and then in Substance Painter, it's only going to be one thing. And when you put a texture on a pillow, it's going to apply it to all 6 of the pillows. So you can have different variations on all the pillows at once, but you will not be able to have individual variations between the individual pillows. So you have to think about it when you optimize. You have to think, what am I trying to achieve? How do I want people to work with this inside of Second Life? And you have to build to that. So if you want to have, like this piece, there's basically 3 things in here. It doesn't matter how many parts there are. The pieces doesn't matter. There's basically 3 things. There's wood, there's cloth, and there's metal. If I had a glass top, then maybe I'd have wood, cloth, metal, glass. And if I had 2 different kinds of metal, maybe I want this one to be wrought iron, I want that one to be like a shiny silver metal, then I would separate those and I would have 2 different metals. You know, it's just like the pillows. I would separate that. So you have to think through what you're building and how you want it to be used in Second Life, and then build around that. Anyway, so that's the idea. That's how you can optimize this. So instead of having to produce 9 different files using the same basic wood pattern. So it's a cherry wood. So if I had them separated, I'd have to produce a cherry wood for this, a cherry wood for that, a cherry wood for this, and a cherry wood for that. I'd have to do 4 different cherry wood files, and I'd have to produce 4 different variations of it for every different wood grain. So if I want cherry, I'd have to make 4 of them. If I want walnut, I have to make 4 of them. If I want oak, I have to do 4 of them. By optimizing it like this, I only have to do 1 for each type of wood. So 1 cherry, 1 mahogany, 1 teak, 1 oak, whatever. Same thing for the cloth. I only have to do 1 cloth for each variation as opposed to 1 for each cushion. So that gives you the ability to really optimize this. And so you can't always do it. You can't always combine things this way. You can't always optimize it, but it really gives you the ability to really cut down on the volume of work that you have to do. Anyway, that's the thing. I'm going to save this. It'll be out there. This video, it'll be out live, so you guys can come check it out if you want to. Anyway, that's it. So I'm going to end it now, and I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Oh my God. Kidding me. I thought I hit the wrong button. I hit start recording, and I'm like, it's just now started? Oh my God, I did this whole thing